Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fathan Arya Maulana. I'll be presenting my research paper, and the title is Generative Artificial Intelligence in Healthcare, a comprehensive review. First of all, we start to introduction and key statistics. Unlike the traditional AI that simply classify or predict something, Gen AI can actually create new content like text, images, molecules, and clinical recommendation. And then the 85% of healthcare organization is exploring Gen AI adoption, and 64% of early adopters reporting that's a positive ROI. And then, but there are significant challenges that must be addressed. First, like privacy with sensitive patient data, the risk of AI hallucinations, generating an incorrect medical information, and then bias of algorithmic and regulatory frameworks that simply weren't designed for this technology. And next, we move to technical foundations. This is a 5-point in technical foundation. For first, it's a large language model or LLM, like a ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. This is a GPT-4 and MedPalm 2 had achieved 86.5% accuracy on USMLE. And secondly, GANs-S or Generative Adversarial Networks thinks of this as two AI network competing against each other. One creates synthetic imagical image and other tries to detect if they're fake. These competitions produce incredibly realistic synthetic data. And then third is diffusion model. Diffusion model is currently the state of the art for image generation. They work by learning to remove noise from image, which makes them excellent for medical imaging application. And fourth is multimodal system. Multimodal system that can integrate different type of data like image, text, or lab research, just like a doctor does when making a diagnosis. And lastly is key innovations is a RAG or retrieval augmentation generation that can reduce the hallucinations. Okay, now we move to clinical applications. In clinical applications, there is 5 examples. First is clinical decision support. Clinical decision support that AI assists with differential diagnosis and treatment recommendations. In medical imaging, AI is generating synthesis training data and even automated radiology reports. For clinical documentations, AI scribes are saving physicians 2 until 3 hours per day by automatically generating notes from patients' conversations. And then in the administrative tasks, AI automating insurance prior authorizations, like cutting process time by 40 until 60%. In research and clinical trials, in drug discovery, several AI can design molecules that have progressed to human clinical trials. This is mean that AI isn't just analyzing existing drugs, it's designing entirely new ones. And then we move to 6 critical challenges in generative AI for medical imaging. First is hallucinations disappeared in 89% of studies as a major concern. AI can generate medically plausible but completely incorrect information at rates of 5 until 35% error rates. So patients' safety is risk. And second is a privacy and security. Appearing in 84% of studies, large model can memorize and leak sensitive patient data. Next is algorithmic bias is underrepresented of memories and language barriers. And then adversarial vulnerabilities is malicious input causing misclassification. Next is regulatory gaps, frameworks not designed for adaptive AI. And then lastly is clinical integration, workflow, interoperability, and trust issue. Next market and growth and future. The market has grown from 0.8 billion in 2022 and 1.95 billion in 2024 and projected will be 70.2 billion in 2032. But this is more interesting in this market growth of the future is adoption rate AI in medical is 88% in 2022 and then go to 85% in 2024. And the future check is a multimodal AI, continual learning, and neurosymbolic approach. Research priorities is clinical trials with patient outcomes and healthy equity studies. And this is a figure both the market and the adoption timeline. And this the last of my presentation is a conclusion. So the vision is human AI collaboration, not replacement of the human. And then amplify expertise, reduce burden, and improve outcomes is the goal of the generative AI in medical image. And last is evidence-based, ethically and vigilant, and patients can serve. Okay, that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.